Welcome to Unstoppable Female Entrepreneurs, where business expert and success coach Kelsey Matheson teaches you how to massively grow your business, navigate the mind drama that's holding you back, make more money, and acquire the skills and confidence to become unstoppable.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Unstoppable Female Entrepreneurs Podcast. I am Kelsey Matheson, and this is episode number 1. Yay! This is my first podcast and the first episode of my first podcast, and I am just so thrilled to have you join me. And I thought long and hard about what I wanted to share with you on this first episode, and what I decided was that I should share something with you that I feel is invaluable as a female entrepreneur. I mean, that's why you're here. That's why you're listening. This is what it's all about. How do I grow my business? How do I get out of my own way? How can I make more money? How can I serve more people? And how do I focus on building my business while doing all the things I have to do as a busy woman? That is what this podcast is all about. And I'm so excited to share everything I have learned as an entrepreneur and continue to learn and really create a community. My intention with this podcast is to create a community where you feel you belong, where you feel we all get what you're going through, and where we can support and celebrate each other as we navigate this crazy thing we got ourselves into called entrepreneurship. And within all of that, generate a powerful community of badass women who are unstoppable. Are you with me? Yes. All right, let's do this. So as I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about during the first episode, I thought, well, what would I have wanted to know when I was first getting started? Or what do I wish someone would have told me sooner? And what kept coming up for me was to talk about the one thing every successful business owner will tell you is the most important area to focus on. I mean, I've had 7-figure, 8-figure, even 9-figure earners tell me that this is your number one priority to focus on as an entrepreneur. And that is mindset. Mindset, 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 ladies. Now, I feel like I can already hear your minds chattering. Some of you are like, oh my gosh, maybe you're even rolling your eyes and you're like, come on, Kelsey, give me something I can do. Give me steps I can take. And some of you might be thinking, yeah, this is my most challenged area. You know, I feel like I take 1 step forward and then 2 steps back because I'm my own worst enemy. And some of you are thinking, yeah, I get it, and this is an area I work on every day. So I'm good. I'm good in this department. Listen, every successful business owner I speak with will say that this is your main priority as an entrepreneur, and that never ends. And I tell my clients the same thing, and now I'm telling you, and I would take that even further by adding that it's especially essential for women to make this a priority. The mindset of someone making 5 figures a year is very different of the mindset of someone making 6 figures a year, which is very different from the mindset of someone making 7 figures a year and 8 figures and beyond. And I've been an entrepreneur now for over 20 years. And when I started, most people in my circles, they didn't even know what an entrepreneur was. And there definitely weren't a lot of women building businesses. And what I've learned over the past 2 decades is that business growth is an inside job. And here's the reason why. Being an entrepreneur goes against our nature. We are wired to go towards pleasure and away from pain as humans, right? But as an entrepreneur, we are doing the exact opposite of that. So think about it. If that's the case, then our brains are working against us all the time. Look, being an entrepreneur requires a lot from you. And as I roll out more episodes of this podcast, we're going to dive into all of that. Entrepreneurship is not easy, and that's why not everyone does it. And something else I love talking about is setting goals and creating desired outcomes. But that isn't priority number 1. And can you guess why? Look, yes, setting goals for yourself is important. But you won't achieve those goals if you're stuck in the, why isn't this happening for me? Or why isn't this working? Do you see that? Now, look, we're all going to have those days where we want to scream and cry and throw in the towel. But that's exactly why you need to master your mindset if you want to build your empire. Because let me tell you, your problems and challenges and struggles won't magically disappear when you reach 250,000, right? They don't go away when you reach $1 million. You need to be a master of your mindset, a master of how can I be helping more people? How can I be offering even more value? Instead of, why isn't this working for me? You want to master being attached to your why, not your outcome. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, especially when I just mentioned goals and outcomes, but mastering your why will get you to your goals. So I'm a life coach school certified coach. And about a month ago, I watched this great training within the life coach school where this master coach was coaching other coaches and entrepreneurs. And this master coach makes approximately $18 million a year coaching women on weight loss. That's her niche. And she was speaking with this young woman who had, she'd been in business for a few years, and this young woman was feeling super frustrated and totally defeated because her business just wasn't taking off. And at one point she said, why isn't all the work I've been putting into this business working? Like, what do I need to do? And the master coach looked at her and said, because you haven't been doing it long enough yet. You need to keep going. And let me tell you, the young woman, she wasn't having any of it. She was like, are you kidding me? I've been doing this for 4 years. I left my full-time job for this. And the master coach said to her, for 9 years, it cost me more to run my business than what I got out of it. And then this master coach went on and shared with us that she went from making $30,000 a year and spending more on her business than what she was getting out of it to then finally breaking $1 million a year. And now she makes well over $18 million a year as a weight loss coach. She said, I just bought my mom a house. What would have happened if I had quit during my 4th year? And then, of course, I was thinking to myself, what if she had quit during her 8th year? Right? Mindset is everything if you want to build a successful business. And when things get challenging, because let me tell you, they will, we tend to forget about that because we're trapped in our own thoughts and doubts. When we're stuck at the pity party, we can't be productive, which means we're not serving at the best of our ability, which means we're not growing, which means we're not making any money. And you ladies know this. What vibration are you sending out to your audience? What vibration are you sending out to the universe when you're stuck at the pity party? Right? The frequency you put out into the world is what you'll attract. And that isn't woo-woo, my friends. That is quantum physics. That is science. Look, I've been building businesses for a really long time, and I throw myself some epic pity parties. Every once in a while, I throw some huge pity parties because my brain is trying to keep me safe. That's how we're wired. That's how a healthy brain works. Our healthy brains are going to keep telling us that we're crazy for doing what we're doing. So here's the thing. Don't resist it. Don't try to numb your fears. Right? Typically, we numb our emotions with food or wine or shopping or scrolling on social media or Netflix or even meditation and self-help or exercise. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Sometimes we use things that we would consider healthy to avoid and numb our fears. So when all those doubt demons start yakking in your ear, telling you all the reasons why you can't do it or you shouldn't do it or you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not skilled enough, instead of resisting, embrace it, anticipate it, because we know it's going to happen. And then we can embrace the fact that our brains will constantly try to stop us from moving forward. When you're more conscious and aware of what's happening, you take your power back. You shift your frequency. The fear will come up, yes, but then you'll bring awareness to it and you'll acknowledge how you're feeling and then you'll accept it. Awareness, acknowledgement, acceptance. Bring awareness to the thoughts you're having or the feelings that you're experiencing. Acknowledge them and accept them. Because then you'll be able to say to yourself, oh, wait, it's happening again. There's nothing wrong with me. This is supposed to happen, right? This is just my healthy brain trying to keep me safe. And I can choose to process these feelings, or I can choose to avoid them and resist them and stay stuck. And I know that if you're listening to this, then you're not interested in staying stuck. So I invite you to feel your fears, feel your insecurities, feel your anger, feel whatever is coming up for you, and be open to experiencing it all, especially when it's uncomfortable, because that's how we grow. That's how we evolve as human beings. When we allow these feelings, then we know we're properly processing them and moving through them. When we tell ourselves that we shouldn't be feeling this way, or I'm weak to be feeling these fears, or everybody else on Instagram seems to be doing fine, why can't I do it? Or then we drink a glass of wine because we think it's going to make us feel better, or we tell ourselves that that wine helps us to relax, or the bag of chips makes me feel better, or we grab our phone and we start mindlessly scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, or we jump on Amazon and we start shopping, or we sit on the couch and we binge watch, a show on Netflix. We're resisting and we're avoiding and we're numbing ourselves. Or in the life coach school, we call it buffering. But it all comes down to our healthy brain trying to avoid feeling pain. So the result is we keep ourselves stuck. But here's the greatest news of all. Even though that is how our healthy brain is supposed to work, we can still work with it and rewire it to create the life that we want, because the feelings you're experiencing are being generated by the thoughts you are thinking. And guess what? Those thoughts are a choice. Wait, what? Crazy, right? Here's the thing. You will have problems that you think are being created by circumstances within the world around you and things that happen to you or have happened to you. But what I'm offering is that the results in your life are created and the effects in your life are created by your thoughts. Listen, the mindset work I'm talking about and that we're going to dive into more deeply in other episodes of this podcast is to bring more awareness to the thoughts that you are having about the world around you and about what's going on in your life, and even about what happened to you in your past, because those thoughts are generating the feelings that you are feeling. And look, I highly recommend you work with a coach on this. I do so much mindset work with my one-on-one clients, and I'm constantly doing my own mindset work with my coaches, because it's hard for us to see our own brains when we're right in the middle of resisting all those emotions and we're right in the middle of all the mind drama. That weight loss coach making $18 million a year, she has a coach. She still deals with pity parties and fear and doubt demons. Remember, it's how a healthy brain works. So since that's never going away, we need to master dealing with it. And when you master your mindset and you are able to bring awareness to your thoughts and feel the emotions that, want to be felt, you will master so many areas of your life, not just your business. I'm telling you, this will transform your life. So what is going on in your mind will determine how you feel, which will determine how you're showing up and the actions you take, which will determine the results you are experiencing. Do you see how empowering that is? It really is powerful to recognize that what determines the truth is actually what we choose to believe. This is where all of your agency is. This is where all of your choice is. This is where all your power is. None of your power exists in circumstances themselves. It's in the thoughts that you choose to think about those circumstances. That's why someone could go through a horrible experience and choose to think that it helped to shape them into the amazing person they are today, while someone else could think that exact same circumstance totally ruined their life and they have no opportunities because of it. Same circumstance, two very different thoughts that will generate very different emotions that will lead to different actions and then different results. Really allow that to land. So I want to leave each episode of this podcast with a question for you to ponder. And the question for this week is, what are the results you most want in your life? Write down your answer, share it with me. There'll be a recorded version of this episode on my YouTube channel, and you can check that out and leave me a comment answering the question, what are the results you most want in your life? So that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening and being a part of this very first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. For some of you, this might be a nice refresher, and for others, it might be very new and totally mind-blowing. I'm just very honored and excited to be with you and to begin this process of creating a community of amazing and unstoppable women who are creating incredible results in their businesses and in their lives. Until next time, have an incredible week. Hey, if you'd like a weekly dose of motivation, inspiration, and actionable tips to grow your business while managing all the things, then you need to get on my email list. Just head over to kelseymatheson.com to join my list. And while you're there, check out the awesome free content I give away. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please share with other female entrepreneurs who need some love and support. And of course, if you haven't already, I would be so grateful if you subscribe, rate, and review my show on your favorite podcast player. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to connecting with you next week.